Several years ago, I started Travel Med Go. Over the years, my husband and I have traveled extensively. So I've been to 50 plus countries.
Wow.
Uh, and what I discovered was my primary care physicians were very uncomfortable prescribing travel related medications, such as anti malarial medication.
Mm,
They really didn't want to be bothered with that, and I understand it. A lot of it is that the visits are timed, so they only have a few minutes, and now they're dealing with things that they're not comfortable with or that they're not familiar with. And my husband and I would go to these travel clinics, and they would charge us 500 to $1,000 for a few medications that we could get from our primary care physician and use our copay on our insurance and get it for $5 or $10.
that's a big difference. That's a huge difference.
Big difference. Now,
Hmm.
vaccines are a little different, and we can talk about that a little later. But as far as just the prescription medications, because at some point you get your vaccines and you don't need any more vaccines, but
Absolutely.
you still need malaria protection. You still need medication for traveler's diarrhea. So I got it in my mind that, hey, this is a service that I can provide for fellow travelers like myself and, just really make it very convenient,
Hmm.
effective for patients to travel. And so that's how the idea started. And I've been doing this for a few years. And about a year ago, I added a more like a travel concierge service. And I
Okay.
probably should back up and tell you that, first of all, my service is an online telemedicine program where we don't necessarily talk. We chat back and forth. We may talk on the phone. If you live in a state that requires a video visit, then yes, we will get
Mhm.
on a video visit. But I found that most of my clients would rather chat via
Okay.
text.
Okay.
They don't want to really be bothered with me. So they complete this online questionnaire that I have designed, and it's interactive. So if you tell me no, then there's going to be a different set of questions to the answer for yes.
Okay.
So once you complete that, I get a message, I review it, I determine whether or not you need medications, and most people do. There's some people that will be disqualified for because of their medical problems. Um, and that's where having a board certified doctor comes in play. So I can look at your medications and your medication history and say, okay, for malaria prevention, either you probably shouldn't have this medication because you have heart disease, or
Okay.
you shouldn't have this medication because you get yeast infections with antibiotics. So those are the type of things that as a physician, I can distinguish and help my patients decide.
Well,
So
this is excellent. This is excellent, doctor, because people always are questioning, where do we get this information from? Who
yeah,
is behind the screen? Is it AI telling me? No, this is a human being who's a certified physician who is actually there and can make these kind of judgments. It's excellent.
absolutely. And so then I electronically send their prescription and I send them a message saying, "Hey, your prescription has been sent. Give the pharmacy an hour to accept it." And then that's pretty much the end of it.